Good afternoon. Now you may have noticed that the title of this video doesn't contain VHS AF or DVD AF. You know, normally in my movie reviews I like to specify what format I actually watch this in. Well, I don't have a physical format for today's movie. This is Andy Boy Reviews, I guess. Because here's a movie that it got recommended to me by a whole bunch of friends. It's called Velocipastor. This was an independent movie made in 2017. I don't know if there even is a physical release for this. It certainly wasn't on any streaming services that I know of. I mean, I looked, I couldn't find it. So the only place I found Velocipastor was YouTube, right here on YouTube. And I got to watch the whole movie. Before I go any further, I got to say thanks to my friends Corey and Jolly and Jimmy, all for recommending this movie and helping me find it, because this was a blast. The concept is this: he's a priest that turns into a velociraptor. It's bad, but it's made to be bad. It's almost like the people that made this movie actually know how to make a good movie. But they did the exact opposite of all of those things to bring you Velocipastor. And I found it really entertaining. Now, it is kind of a horror comedy, but I don't think of this as being a horror movie at all, because there's not really a lot of scares in it. There's some gore, but it's ridiculous and super cheap looking. This is way more of a comedy than anything else. There is a priest, who witnesses his parents being killed in an explosion, a car bomb. Now, the funny thing about this is we don't actually witness this as the audience, because as the film shows us, special effects scene is missing. And it actually says on screen, special effects missing. Anyway, so his parents are killed, and then he goes on some leave, and he goes to explore, I think, Africa or something, and he comes back with some kind of a claw or something, or some kind of amulet that handles it and gets scratched by it and makes him turn into a velociraptor. I think just when he gets really angry, kind of like the Hulk. And at first, we don't really get to see... We get to see a bit of the, transformation, mostly because he's got these, cheap-looking dinosaur hands, gloves or whatever, that he puts on, and a little bit of makeup and contact lenses and stuff. And so we get to see him transform a little bit, but we don't actually see his final form until the end of the movie. Like in Jaws, where they're well, you don't actually show the shark that much, but you build up to it and you make it all suspenseful, and you work around, you shoot around it, and just build up the tension and make it super scary. And they do that here, and the payoff is hilarious. But I'll get to that later. This plot is complicated by he's a priest, right? And he finds himself actually transforming, without his knowledge, of course, into this velociraptor, and he goes out and he actually kills a couple of people, and he saves this hooker. He saves her in the park from getting killed by somebody else. He saves her life, and she feels she owes him a debt of gratitude. She volunteers to help him figure out his problem and get over this kind of condition that he's in. And they bond, and spoilers, even though he's a priest, they do eventually fall in love, and there's a really cheesy romance scene kind of in the middle as he's learning his velociraptor powers and stuff like that. And the first time they make love, it's something out of a Brian De Palma film, with a split screen all over the place. They just get crazy with it. Not only is the two actors making love, it's also stock footage in some of these frames and stuff that has nothing to do with what's going on in the scene. This came off as fucking hilarious. But yeah, that romance aside, this hooker helps him learn his strengths and weaknesses and stuff like that, and that he only actually kills bad people. So why not, give into it and become a superhero, the avenging Velocipastor. Oh, I guess I should tell you their names. The pastor's name is Doug, Pastor Doug. love interest, the prostitute. Her name is Carol. Together they fight evil as the Velocipastor and his sidekick. And when I say fight evil, there's like a band of ninjas that gets involved in here. And that's pretty funny. And they're looking for the Dragon Warrior or whatever. There's this cult, Kung Fu Master, whatever, Ninja Master that's looking for the Dragon Warrior. And he wants to kill the Velocipastor. He learns who the, I don't know, I lost track of a lot of the details in this story because I was too busy laughing. So yeah, there's ninjas, and the ninja battles are ridiculous and funny, and for no particular reason, we get a flashback scene from one of the ninjas. It's like just some guy that's like, I'm not so sure about this job. I'm not sure I want to keep doing this and whatever. And like, inside the guy's head, and he has like a little flashback and everything. But it has nothing to do with the rest of the story. It's just like how this ninja's day is going or something. It's pretty funny. Oh, and speaking of flashbacks, Doug, the pastor, his fellow priest, like he's like a war veteran or something, and they never specify which war, but he has flashbacks to the war, and they're pretty horrible. Horribly filmed scenes and horribly acted. And so he experiences all this trauma, and this also has nothing to do with the movie at all, but it gives us a little backstory about this guy. And actually, I think that comes right before the ninja scene, so a little bit of a running gag that all these like characters that their story doesn't matter, but here it is. We got to pad the runtime somehow. Actually, this is a very short movie. I think it's only like 70 minutes or something like that. It doesn't feel like it's stretched out or padded at all. And the jokes are pretty non-stop in this. Well, not the jokes, but the humor in that, like, everybody's so serious about this crazy epic story, and it's just so stupid that you can't believe that they're taking this seriously. And I mean, there's all kinds of camera tricks and good cinematography, I guess, like, but it's exploited in the way that to make it look like, well, this is how it's supposed to be, but oops. And yeah, the special effects. I'll probably find a few images of the big grand finale where the Velocipastor has to fight the Ninja Master and all his minions. So Doug and Carol have to engage in a kung fu battle against the bad guys at the end. And we finally get to see the final form of the Velocipastor. And it is just so fucking hilarious because they built it up for this entire movie. And it's basically like those cheap looking dinosaur costumes that everybody on TikTok videos has now, and the dinosaur mobs, and you buy them on Amazon, and it looks just like that. It's maybe cheaper. And it's just this guy flopping around and all these ninjas like dancing in a circle around him, and turns out one of the ninjas is like Doug's long lost brother that he forgot he even had a brother. Another backstory joke in there. Yeah, and the finale, the Kung Fu Master meeting his end, is one of the funniest things I think I've ever seen. Overall, this was a very positive viewing experience for me. I mean, I was laughing and smiling through this entire movie. I watched it on my phone, as a matter of fact. I don't think it really would have made that much difference. Like, did I really need to see it in like big screen Dolby sound and all that? And I don't think so. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and give Velocipastor a B+. Yeah, that's right. I thought it was just that funny. When it comes to so bad that it's good movies, it's not bad like say Ape vs. Monster. Still never forgive myself for buying that. This one, they intentionally made it to be bad, but it came out fucking hilarious. So yeah, Velocipastor, B+. So until our next movie review, be it VHS, DVD, streaming, theatrical, YouTube, whatever it is, until then, have a good one, everybody.